Hi friends, happy Tuesday. Tippy's legacy, moving forward with healthy habits, and Gray Baby too. You know, I'm out here taking some pictures. I like doing this every day for a little while. It clears my head. I also stand out here barefoot so my feet are on the soil. If you ever heard of grounding, there's a video on it on YouTube, The Science of Grounding. So it sort of, the negative ions sort of invigorate you. It's actually, you get a better effect at the beach, you know. So actually, my post there, Psychiatry stuck a thorn in my side for years. Big time. Big time. You know, when I was a nurse, I started out at a research hospital, and old school doctors were amazing. They were, you know, their sharp minds would diagnose people properly. And they were still using sort of old school remedies, actually. I remember this woman with a parotid stone. I worked on the head and neck floor. Had a parotid stone, and the head and neck doctor said, get her some lemon wedges, and Dietary sent up this beautiful dish of lemon wedges. You would think you were in the restaurant called Les Cirque, the way they had the dish beautifully, you know. In 1988, Prozac became the pharmaceutical company's blockbuster drug. Then all of a sudden you started hearing all this press about anxiety. Anxiety, women have anxiety. So you didn't hear diagnosis anymore. You heard the focus on anxiety. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You have anxiety. You're having a panic attack. I'll do any test you want to clear your mind, but you're having panic attacks. I was actually told that by a doctor, you know. And in my post there, you know, I was actually originally diagnosed neuromyasthenia and then chronic fatigue syndrome. And a researcher from the NIH was going around medical school. He was supposed to be the researcher, but his personal viral theory failed, and he was angry. So he was going to medical school, and, you know, he just brainwashed a whole generation of providers. He said, those women just need to get behind the wheels of their BMW. So, you know, I think 3 or 4 doctors told me through the years, you have depression. It really stuck a thorn in my side. I was convinced it was a sham, a racketeering operation, really. You know, anybody who does advocacy with me knows I am hardcore, and I talk about that because I grew up with it. So I know what racketeering is. And it really, you know, when I was younger, I never thought I'd see the day that it would, you know, the pharmaceutical companies would be doing it. And I did pretty quickly, you know. So almost 3 years ago, when I got answers for my health and true answers and treatment and got healthy, my mind started reminding me, and you got to take care of that anger you have. You got to take care of that depression. You know, so, you know, when you have chronic illness for years, you're going to have a certain amount of depression. You're going to be angry, whatever, you know, sad, whatever it is that you have. You know, you're going to grieve your former life. I mean, I grieved, I'll tell you. I was a nurse, and I'll tell you, I grieved that profession for years. I grieved, I did all that education. I grieved. It was unbelievable. It was terrible. So, you know, my mind started telling me, Ann, you're angry, you're depressed, you really have to pay attention to this. You know, the healthy life isn't only a healthy body, it's a healthy mind. So, since, you know, the fall, I've been actually working on that. You know, I do take medication. I take Wellbutrin, and I really wasn't taking it all the time. I was just going, you know, the psychiatrist to humor him. Although I like this current psychiatrist, you know, he made a statement to me. He said, in the 43 years. Actually, I'll tell you, he's this Latin guy, and he's pretty big. And if you saw him on the street, you wouldn't say 2 words to him. He stares right through you. And he said this to me. He says, the one thing that gets me angry is people being told their medical problems are psychiatric. I mean, I've had friends through the years tell me, oh, I don't want that diagnosis. That's a fake illness. So, you know, you hear this through the years. You get angry. And I'll tell you, yeah, I have an angry streak. I have an angry streak. So since November, October, November, I thought I need to really work on the minds now. Getting the body in order, and it's better than it was for many, many years. So I'm working on the mind now, and I take Wellbutrin, and also, you know, I have to eat actually avoid certain things, because certain foods actually make the mental health worse. You know, actually the gluten does for me. I've always, through the years, since I'm 20 years old, if I ate something, you know, that was junky, I would have sugar in my urine. So, and I had gestational diabetes in my pregnancies. So I always knew there was a tendency to get that. And I was getting pre-diabetic numbers for a long time. And the doctor would mention, and I would say, yeah, leave me alone. Because I was an angry chronic illness patient. So the healthy mind is all part of the healthy body. Please don't ignore it. You know, there's one of those 800 numbers, I think, the suicide hotline. If you need it, just give it a call. Suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. I was trying to think of that saying, and it is. You know, you never know what's around the corner. So don't give up. You just never know. I didn't think I'd have an answer for my physical health. So now I'm taking care of the mind health, so I'm not so angry. I am Italian, and my temper is hot. And I've had to work on that. So, anyway, I hope I spoke to somebody. You know, I hope somebody will, you know, if one person hears me, you know, I feel like I did my job, you know. So I'm just going to take pictures for a little longer. I have this cool pineapple growing here. I mean, I planted this. I took the top off a pineapple 3 years ago. And when I was in Hawaii years ago, you know, one of the tour guides said, you could take the top and root it. And I did. And look at it. It's getting bigger and bigger. I've been putting it in the stories. So I'm going to keep putting pictures as it gets bigger. I think it takes 6 months to fully do its thing, you know. So anyway, like I said, don't give up. You just never know what's around the corner. Anyway, God bless, friends. Have a great day. And remember, don't forget my dog Tippy. I always bring her up because she never gave up. She was walking 10,000 steps a day. Well, she had 4 legs, so I don't know if that counts as more. But 10,000 steps a day until her last day. See you next time.